Welcome everyone. Today we're going to do a little stretching exercises, stretching routines, whatever you want to call them. You have reached the Soul Sergeant Ministry, and I'm the Soul Sergeant. By now you've probably noticed it's August and I'm in sweat clothes. Got my Crocs on. Anytime you stretch out and warm up, you want to keep your body warm. That's the key. Start it off, get it warm, and then start stretching. Never, by any means, start stretching on a cold body. I'll show you how to warm up your body. There's various ways. It's a real simple procedure. The reason why I have my Crocs on, because I'm at home filming this video. I'm relaxed atmosphere. I'm not heading outside to go bicycle riding. I'm not going hiking. I'm not playing hockey. I'm not throwing the ball around. So I can wear my Crocs. But if your coach says, or your military instructor tells you what to wear and how to wear it, or if you're preparing for a bicycle ride or a run, wear the appropriate clothing and shoes. Remember, I talked to you about warming up. There's a lot of ways to warm up. One is walking faster, taking longer leg steps while walking faster, slightly jogging. This isn't a race. This is just a warm-up jog, real light. Or you can just run in place, like this. Pretty simple. Another way for your legs is just to get in a squatting position. Hold it there. Keep your back as straight as you can. Chin up. And you just hold it there. 15 seconds or so. You'll start warming up those thighs, your gluteus, your calf. Your back is tightening up a little bit. That's another way of doing it. Before you get in a squatting position, let me show you how easy it is to get your feet squared up with your shoulders. When people say, hey, get your feet shoulder width apart, here's one easy way. Put both your feet together, heels, toes, heels. Here's what I like to start in. I like to rotate the hips a little bit. I gently do this motion, keep my head fairly straight. You don't lock the knees. Knees should be slightly bent forward. Once you start warming up here and doing this, then I exaggerate it a bit. Boom. Come across with my hand, my shoulder, opposite shoulder. Now remember, I'm using my hips to twist, not my arms to swing. Then from there, a little bit quicker, a little bit more exaggerated. Do this till you feel warm. This isn't something that you just do, 10 times, 5 times, 6 times. You got to get the effect you need, and that's to feel warm, keep your back straight. Might get a little tacky perspiration on your forehead. That's okay. That's good enough for me. From here, I work on my largest muscle groups first. People, we are still in the warm-up phase. Need to do some squats. Arms forward, back straight. Take your time. There's no rush, there's no weight on your back. Squat, keep your chin up. It's not about how many you can do or how fast you can do them. It's all about time on muscle. I've got more time on muscle and I do it nice and slow. Plus I'm very controlled. Once again, I'm not going to tell you how many to do. We're not doing this to strengthen our thighs. We're doing this just to warm up. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's about all you need to do. We are still in the warm-up phase. I'm going to do a few push-ups. Once again, to warm up those large muscles, your shoulders and your chest. Now here's another warm-up exercise. It's working on the shoulders. Put my arms straight out, palms down, little circles forward. Do this for a set amount of time, medium circles forward. Do this for a set amount of time, large circles forward. We don't bend the elbows on this one. Once you're done with that, pause, rest the shoulders, 10, 12, 15 seconds. Arms back out. This time, palms upward. See? Palms up. Now we're doing little circles to the rear. Once again, medium circles to the rear. Now large circles to the rear. We're not bending our elbows. Remember, if you do this a whole bunch of times, this turns into an actual exercise and endurance. But for now, it's just a warm-up. Here is my last warm-up exercise. It's sit-ups. You don't need anybody to hold your ankles, hold your shins. Do this by yourself. This isn't jerky motions. This isn't kicking out your left foot, kicking out your right foot. Keep your heels on the ground and just do a sit-up. It's time on muscle. My warm-ups are done. Now we're going to move on to actual stretching. I hope you're getting something out of this information. Feel free to like it and hit that subscription button. We're going to be stretching out the hamstrings right now. This part of the muscle, some of the tendons in your back, which is called Achilles. But like anything else, a lot of things get stretched that you don't even pay attention to, like your lower back in here. Nice slow stretch. As you can see, my back, it's not arched. It's like here. Legs straighten out. Touch your fingers to the floor. Let's just say you can't do that. Go ahead, press a little bit above your knee to stretch out your thigh, or excuse me, to stretch out your hamstrings, which is here. We're not about locking the knees. There should be a slight bend. And then work your way down. It might take you a month. You may end up in this position in a week. You may be here in 2 weeks. Could be here in a month. Could be here in 2 months. A couple things to consider when doing that. Keep your back fairly straight, your knees slightly bent. Do not ever bounce. Bouncing is this. Let me get a better stretch by bouncing. No, you will tear your muscles. End of story. Do not ever bounce when you're stretching. Do I have to repeat myself? Yes, I do. Do not ever bounce while stretching. Still working on the hamstrings. What I like to do, right over left. Same thing. Stretch. However far you can stretch. You should be able to feel it right against your spine on one of the sides. And then we go both feet together. Then we go left over right. Something to think about. Even when you come up off your stretch, you don't bounce off your stretch coming up. It's a nice, gradual incline upward to the standing position. This is what I'm talking about. If you're going to stretch, this is how you come out of your stretch. Stretching my legs out. All I do is drop to one knee. I elongate this. Keep my back straight. I stay in this position and feel the stretch. After that, since I already have my left elbow above my left knee, I extend it down, put a little pressure. I'm stretching the whole area of my back leg once again, all the way through the gluteus. From the Achilles, calf, hamstring to glutes. Keep your back straight, people. Then I switch positions. You're probably wondering, what's my count? How many seconds? You do it until your stretch increases. By no means am I saying 30 seconds. A minimum 10 seconds, 15, 16 seconds, somewhere in that ballpark. Once again, the knees out, right elbow, right knee, keep your back straight, extend to the rear. For expediency, to get this film going, I'm not going to go to 14 seconds, 15, 16. May not even make it to 10. We're done with that one. The next stretch is a Piriformis stretch. Why? because that's a muscle we're stretching. It's deep down between the gluteus maximus and minimus. Basically your butt muscle. Plant that foot. Take your opposite. Ankle over knee. You could sit on your butt and do this. Another way is getting your butt lifted off the ground. That's another way of stretching. It's this area right back in here. Very deep muscle. Put your butt down. Switch. See it at a different angle. That's all it is to that one. I like to do a modified hurdler stretch. And then after that, I'll show you the hurdler stretch. Let's start with our left leg out. Foot right here. You got an L shape. Your foot needs to be straight up. It's not hanging out here. See how the knee develops? It goes up. You need it straight. Same thing. We're trying to touch our toes or go beyond. This can be lifted off the ground. That's just fine. For some people, this hurts their knees. We modify it. We go up in this position. Maybe we go out here. For me, I can tuck it in. Both hands, reach out nice and slow. Keep your lower back kind of straight. We're not arching like this. We're not humping over. We're going straight out. Keep your head up, people. Once again, do it at the proper time. I'm not going a full 15 seconds, 10 seconds, just to show you the exercises, show you how to do them. All you do is switch legs. Same thing. Straight out. Got the angle. Up. How's that look from the side? That's all it is, people. We finish this off by extending both feet forward, toes up in the air, knees slightly bent. One up. If you can go further, do it. For those of you who can't, you might have to start up in this position and simply do this. Past your calves, towards your ankles. Once this feels like a good stretch, maybe you're doing it for 10 seconds. You go, well, let me give it another 1.5 inches. Give it another 1.5 inches. Come back nice and slow though. You'll see it from the side. Same thing. Lower back, fairly straight. All it is to that. I also like to do back rolls. You can get that spine little pop here, a little pop there, by not being aggressive. Feet and knees together. You see where my hands are. See where my elbows are. They're inside. You're tucked in. You're tucked in tight. No jerking. All you're doing is rolling back. You're letting the momentum of your upper body take you backwards and then pop up slowly, going forward. Nice gentle roll. Let's look at it at a different angle. Can it really get any easier than that? Let's stretch out the lower back. I'm gonna send one leg out, knee bent towards me, grab this knee. I'm just rolling back and stretching and holding it back there. Just switching legs. So I was just going to look at the other angle. I think you can master that. Let's move on to the hurdler stretch. Remember last time we did the modified? Modified hurdler stretch. Once again, I'm kicking this forward and sitting down on it to keep that L shape. Some of you can't do that. It's okay. Start where you gotta start. You gotta start here, but don't be wimping out and staying there forever. You gotta gradually get back. Move on back. Move on back. Get up, set this down. Stretching out the thigh. It's pretty much just leaning back on it. If it bothers your knee too much, put your foot out a little bit. You can modify all of these stretches. But remember, you're trying to get the most benefit from the stretch. So I'm showing you the most beneficial way when you get to that point. And this is the point. Some of you can lean way back. I can't. This is about as far as I can go. And I'm feeling it pull real good. Once again, take your time to get out of your stretch. Don't be bouncing out of your stretch. Take your time. I even grab my leg and put it forward. Grab this one, set it to the rear. See, I have it back here. I lift up, straighten it out. Working on that thigh. Now let me show it to you at a different angle. So let's go over a few things. Do not bounce, do not bounce, do not bounce while stretching. When you're coming back out of your stretch, be nice and slow and careful. We don't jump out of the stretch. When you do stretch, do it nice and slow and comfortable. When you hit a point that's tight, you wait, count 4 or 5 seconds. Increase it to another ½ inch or another inch. Do this every single time. So what's the most important thing we do? Wear the proper clothes to stay warm and to warm up prior to stretching. You'll only damage your body. You only rip up muscles, tendons, create scar tissue if you bounce or if you start when your body is cold. Well, people like to do this one called the butterfly stretch. Kick your heels in, knees out. Once again, take your time, get set up in the position you need to be. Your elbows are pressing down. Stretches your groin and your hip flexors. Actually, on this one, you can rock a little bit to get set where you need to get set, and then stretch. We're not leaning forward. It's not about leaning forward. It's about pressing down and getting the stretch you need. Okay, now you get to see it at a different angle. Walk it in. Grab your ankles. Elbows in, elbows down. If you got to rock a little bit to get set. Keep your back straight. That's probably the easiest one you'll ever do. You know, I always like to open up the hips. So one exercise that I like to do is I direct my knee here and up, I come around. This knee's here, up, and I come around and I land it. Here's what it is. So it's up and around, up and around, up, around, up, around. Hey, if you don't feel any of these exercises helped you stretch enough, do some over again. Feel free to come down here, right over left, stretch down. Feel free, drop on the ground, do a modified hurdler stretch. Do your piriformis stretch again. Don't give up. Warm up, stretch out. If you see some fancy thing on the internet on how to do some exercises, I say give them a shot. Give them a try. What works for me consistently is something I've been developing for, well, about 40 years. This works for me. Okay, people, we're not done yet. Here's some more stretches. Overhead arm stretch. I go down, up, and behind my lower back. I also grab this behind my elbow, and I pull my elbow straight down my spine. Not to the side, not to the left, not to the right. Straight down my spine. When I'm done, same thing. Take your time, relax, move, bring this down. Let's say I want to switch. Up, straight down the middle of my back, right arm on elbow. Pull it so your hand goes straight down your spine. Maybe you can see it better here. Side view. Relax it. Bring it down. Another exercise. Shoulders cross chest. Boom. Coming here. Coming across. Wrist and elbow. Bring it across. Switch. Wrist, elbow, bring it across. I think you got my point on that one. Here's another easy exercise for you. Heels, toes, heels. It's just a side bend. Hand, lower back, bend to the side. Actually, it's about a 3/4 angle. Take your time coming up, just switch sides. Pretty simple. Hold it down for as long as you need to. I like this exercise where you grasp your hands, it's behind your back. I drop down a little bit, bring my hands up and my shoulders up. This also works well with a partner. Your partner's behind you and gently rises your arms up to get as high as you can. Now here's another angle. Let's say you want to get a better stretch without a partner. You got a chair here. Grab the chair. Simply walk out. Always walk back in. Remember how we did a cross shoulder stretch? Now we can work it on the opposite direction. Still use this chair. From here, stretch it and work it out, walk it out. Rotate it out till you're 90 degrees at least. I'm going to show the other side, well, the other arm, but you're going to see it from the back side. I really like that stretch. Some of you like to use chairs to do your stretch. You like a little height. Well, we can use this as well. Add a little pressure right here. Knee up if you have to start that way. Keep your back straight. Gently knee down until you can do this. After you can do this, then we start putting our hands here on our knees possibly and slowly working forward until we get the stretch we need. Do not lock this knee out. You'll overextend this knee. Keep it slightly bent. Switching legs, no big deal, people. Once again, start here if you have to. Put a little pressure on the knee. Do not overextend the knee. When you can manage this successfully, then go ahead and move towards your feet. Are we good? Okay, let's keep using this chair. Let's work on our thighs. Pretty simple. Grab the chair as a balancer. Knee up, grab ankle, stretch. Keep your back up, your head up. Now naturally, if you have your partner, this is your partner's shoulder. Grab the ankle, stretch. Relax. What the heck, people? Let's stretch out our neck. That's real easy. Left, forward, right to the rear. Right, forward, left to the rear. For expediency, I just did that for a few seconds. Things to note when you do this, relax the shoulders so you can get that good stretch. For some of you who really can get a great stretch, when you relax these shoulders and you lean it to a side, feel free to grab your head and pull it more. Same to the rear, same to the front. You're going to the rear, the weight of your arm, you should stretch your neck. We're not moving our back like this. We're stretching our neck muscles. Same thing to the left side, real simple. Put it there, stretch it more. Forward, same scenario, people. As long as it's slow, consistent. Some of you like to stretch out your wrists. Well, here they are. Just pull back. That's all you got to do. Want to see it from the front? I'm not grabbing with any of these. Never grab. Palm on palm almost. Same thing here. Palm on palm. Stretch it back. Keep your elbows in, not chicken winging. Show you from the side. Some of you might like to do the reverse wrist, which is down in this position. So you punch it out, palm over the backhand, and you pull forward, elbows in. Let's do the opposite. Punch it out forward, palms here. Show you here. Punch it out forward, palm. Elbows in. Reminder, you don't have to stop there. If you felt like you need to, work on your shoulders a little bit more, stretch out your wrists a little bit more, feel free to do those things before you head out there and do your triathlon, hockey, even sport fishermen. You think I'm joking? If you're out there casting reels, you're using your elbow, your wrist, your shoulder, your hips, you're doing this. When you're locking on that big fish, guess what you're doing? Bam, fish on. Bam, you're using those hips, fish on. You need to stretch out, people, before you get out there in that boat. I don't care if it's your amateur or if you're recreational or if you are the pro. Stretch out. Again, that's not all-inclusive exercises. I'm showing these exercises on an all-around body routine. Search for yourself and what works for you. Soul Sergeant, signing out.